Here's the way the lineups will go for the contest this evening. The three basketeers, along with Nate McMillan, their point guard, and pivot man Alton Lister for Seattle. And Bernie Bickerstaff has done a terrific job with the Seattle team. You see the record's not too good, but he darn near got them to the finals a year ago, though they finished under 500. Sellers and Oakley with Mike Brown in the pivot tonight, as Lister is not a high scorer. And our old pal Doug Collins is the coach of the Chicago team, and we're ready to go, and we sincerely hope you'll enjoy it. Danny Crawford, Hugh Evans are our officials. And here we go. And Seattle will have a chance to draw first blood. McDaniel heads up the floor.
Good grip on Alton Lister.
Ellis from McDaniel ties the game. Nice pass, nice shot. There's Bernie Bickerstaff. 12 years he spent it as an assistant coach in Washington. Worked under 3 different head coaches there. Jordan. Air Jordan. First time tonight. 7-6 Seattle. They attack in a hurry. Ellis 4-3. Got none. Ball back. Jack Collins looks on. And Michael Jordan up the floor with play instruction. Dale Ellis has him now on a switch. Lister jumps out to play. Inside. Well, they give it to Oakley from 17 feet. Fumbles it away. It's recovered by McMillan. Ahead to McDaniel for the dunk. McDaniel has 7 quick points. The last few games he's only averaged 11. And McDaniel made the steal but had the foul to do so. Chicago by 1. Steve Jones, Skip Carey with you from the Chicago Stadium. From behind, there's Jordan. Watch this. He missed it. And a foul will be called on McDaniel, and that will be his second. He argues about it. He goes to the line to shoot 2. He's an 85% free throw shooter. He's averaging 4.1 steals, 7.9 assists, and right at 34 points a game. Well,
that says he's a pretty good player, huh?
I would say so. Jordan with 4. Chicago enjoys a 3-point lead at 12-9. Russ Schoene is checked into the game for McDaniel.
Well, McDaniels has got the personal fouls, and so Schoene will come in, but they run a play for Ellis, and Ellis is very good at posting up. Quick pass, he's got 4.
And it's a 1-point Chicago lead. Chicago has the ball. Down low, Sellers from Jordan.
The case with Sellers, he's got his stroke going. He's got 8 in the period.
And he's 4 of 5 at the other end. Ellis against Sellers gets it right back.
On Friday night NBA, it's a showdown in the league's hottest division as Atlanta and Dominique Wilkins square off against Indiana. Live at 8:05 Eastern on.
We talked about the ability to find someone inside with a good pass. They did a good job of screening and popping Dale Ellis free. A good pass from McMillan to Ellis and an easy 2. You'll see Jordan make the same kind of play to Brad Sellers in the inside.
The floor. 17-15 Chicago. Ellis got a fortuitous up, and he has 8 points.
You know, only guys that score get those kind of bounces. The guys that can't get it done, they just bounce over and you hear them talking.
In other words, you're telling me you never got those kind of bounces. No whistle as he misses. Brown, look at that pull inside.
If you want to talk about an office, 3 feet and in, that's where Brown does his best business.
Chambers unable to get.
Nice pass from Chambers to Ellis.
10 points a game, shooting 50% from the field. Oakley tries again.
Yo, sing.
McMillan heads the other way. Once again, they work it inside. Boy, if Ellis can do that all night and then get the jump shot going as well, he's going to have a pretty good night.
Jordan thought he had his steal, made a gamble, and that left Ellis, a good post-up player, free. Just dropped it in for 2. Now Jordan wants to come back and go to work himself. He's been quiet in this first period of play.
Jordan against the double team to Corzine, intended for Sellers. He didn't get to the pass.
To be in love, the passion, the hurt, the anger, the happiness. I'm in love with basketball, a passionate and emotional game. But the happiness that I've reached through basketball is worth all the pain. America's game. It's fantastic.
Sellers posts up, shoots the jumper. Boy, he's doing it tonight. He's got 10. He had a big game last week against Atlanta. 5 out of 6 from the field is Sellers. Dale, Ellis, McMillan. We're in the 2-minute period in quarter number 1.
Ellis is saying, don't stop me now. I got a chance to keep going. Nice, strong drive.
And he drew a foul. Jordan picks up his first. And the 4th team foul, first of the 2-minute period.
You know, a quick word about scoring and what it does for confidence is you'll see Ellis right here gets a little push before he goes out of bounds, but they had to hand check in the process. Jordan picks up the first foul. But if you look at Ellis, who is an established scorer, and you see what his offensive game has done for him and his confidence, he is attacking the basket. Brad Sellers is not that kind of offensive player yet, but he's been attacking the basket. So both guys really beginning to explode in their games and do more things. Danny Young in for the Sonics.
And Ellis seeks and gets his 14th point. Young out of Wake Forest. A lot of ACC players in the NBA. Chambers gets it back, but Jordan steals it again, his second of the night. Michael goes base, hangs in the air, in and out. Polynice the rebound. Clears it to Young. They rush it down the floor to Chambers. Cross court, good look to Ellis. Spins and walks. He tried to unload it on the way down, but didn't get rid of it in time. 1:02 remaining. 4 turnovers for Seattle.
Looked like he made a good move to take a shot, and then he decided at the last minute to become a passer. He scored all the points. You got to keep shooting.
Jordan one-on-one with Ellis. That's got to be a lonesome feeling, but Ellis took it. Sedale 3. Schoene fouled him. You see the time remaining. McKey pumps away and just does miss. Young, it'll count. What a tip. He threw up a prayer and had it answered. Danny Young at the buzzer, and I wonder how big a basket that will be, or if it will even be significant when we get to the end of this game. At the end of 1, the Sonics lead Chicago 27-24 as you look at a heck of a tip.
Mismatch all evening long, and he found the wrong one, and it shows the quick hands and really the ability of Michael Jordan at the defensive end. He said, Tom, I told you the first time, don't try that. He steals the ball and heads the other way. And Jordan, who leads the NBA in steals, probably doesn't get enough credit for his ability to make good defensive plays and make people change their shots. The one thing that he'll do is follow the ball and react very quickly. He makes Dale Ellis to make a change here as well, and that results in a turnover.
McKey called for the foul.
Corzine is one of those players whose game is really outside in, and this is a good example of him taking advantage of Alton Lister out of his comfort zone. Lister likes it in the paint. Corzine likes it out on the floor. He misses the three-point play.
Danny Young up the floor for Seattle. Sonics still enjoy a 3-point lead.
This is McDaniel's spot. He likes to get it on the box, turn around jump shot, but a good play by Pippen. Game, and now they bring Michael Jordan back in the ball game.
And Dale Ellis is about to check in for Seattle. Corzine passed up the jumper. Jordan jumps in, drew the foul, shoots 2.
The foul on Kevin Williams is second.
Williams picks up his second.
Now there are about 18,000 people here in attendance, and they're all looking at their watches, and they're trying to say, what time is it and when is it Jordan time? And Jordan may begin to show up for work here at the offensive end in this period of play.
Michael with 4 points. He's an 85% foul shooter. The Bulls have had a tough time at the line. They're just 6 of 11. Horace Grant out of Clemson on the rebound. Ahead it comes to Jordan. With a left hand, won't go, shoots 2. The boy is more aggressive now as he goes to the hole. Lister's second foul.
Well, you know, the great ones like to get the other players involved. And he said, I gave you guys a chance to go to work in that first period of play, and now I'll carry the load. Great ability right there. Missed a pass, you know, the player right there, but I think in Jordan's case, he's going to take some of those tough shots. He's going to make more than he will when he misses the pass, and there was a player right in front of him open for an easy try.
Rebound. Ahead to Paxson. Paxson finds Scottie Pippen. It's taken away by Nate McMillan. See what Crawford called.
Inadvertent whistle, Chicago ball.
Inadvertent whistle, Chicago ball.
Well, you see right here, Pippen makes a great hustle play after a bad one to come back to try to make the block. That got Bickerstaff off his feet.
McDaniel, but jumping in, Horace Grant ahead to Sellers. He put it on the floor when he should not have, and Dale Ellis now has 16.
You know, as a player, when you got that wide open floor and you said, I want this hoop, and then you look up and there's somebody ahead of you and you have to pass it. Good play, but I know McDaniel wanted that deuce.
32-31 Seattle again with 6:55 till halftime. Grant posts up and gets the layup from Jordan. Grant's first points of the evening. Chambers. Only his second basket. So we're on a seesaw now. The Sonics by one, 34-33. 6.5 minutes till the break.
Again, they get a big man to switch out, and they make the double team. Corzine's got an easy two.
We got a good one going. Seattle by one in the second quarter. We'll be back.
When does a double team hurt? Well, when you have a player of the ability of Michael Jordan who has the ability to score and pass, and you come and you get there a little bit too late, that means somebody else is going to be available, and that allows Dave Corzine to get an easy hoop inside. Tom Chambers, just wave at him.
Thought maybe the breeze would throw him off. There's one of our favorite people, the lovable mascot of the Chicago team, Benny the Bull.
Well, 3 against 1, and right now they have the lead, but I'm expecting Jordan to come back and rally, and he's one of those players that can go for 15 to 20 points in a period.
But he's in there. Corzine blocked it. Chambers goes to the deck, but a whistle and a foul. And now Sparrow comes up limping. He's got a bad thumb. Now he twisted his ankle.
Strong drive by McMillan, but he showed the ball too early, and even though Corzine is not a shot blocker, you show a guy that big the ball, he's going to take a swipe at it. Good play, and that leads to a turnover.
Sonics. And there's vintage Michael Jordan. McMillan the interception intended for Sparrow. He's got Ellis out in front. There's the hoop. Dale has 18. 5 left, 12 on the shot clock as McMillan works up top. Ellis, 5 on the timer. Schoene. Tough shot.
Basket by Russ.
It's Michael Jordan!
You need more than just natural talent to make it in the NBA. It takes a lot of hard work and good coaching. These Special Olympians are just starting out, but they're going to make it in their league, too. If you want something great to happen, encourage mentally retarded people to join Special Olympics.
Write Special Olympics, Box 19106, Washington, D.C.
It gives us all something to shoot for, together.
Staff. Now you see Ellis down on the baseline, and they run in. They're spending a lot of time trying to find him. They'll send him on either side, and they don't. And by that time, the ball's in the air. Tom Chambers picks up the foul.
2 shots.
Michael Jordan goes to the foul line. Jordan with 9, but tonight he's getting a lot of help from Brad Sellers, who's having a Jordan-like first half. Pretty good week's work. Chicago has its biggest lead, 6 points. It's 46-40. And in this second quarter, they really shut down Seattle.
Seattle has had a one-play option, and that's to try to find Dale Ellis, and right now they do, but the defense is there.
Schoene, boy, he's made a couple of tough shots in this game. He's got 6.
Well, that's what he does best. He can shoot the ball, and the coaches have to beg him to do it a little bit more.
Jordan will shoot 2. By the way, Seattle's been held to just 15 points in this quarter. McMillan picks up his second foul.
Horace Grant.
So now Williams, Schoene, Polynice, McMillan, Lister, Chambers, and McDaniel all saddled with 2 fouls.
Well, maybe we look at the front line of the future for the Chicago Bulls. Grant is in along with Oakley and Brad Sellers. They're all young and active. And if Grant develops the way they'd like, he could be a player that could really create some problems for people in the middle.
Jordan seeks his 12th point. Only 15 seconds remaining. You see the time. And Chicago has all of that. If they score, it'll be their biggest lead of the night. Sellers, not this time. Oakley, the quarter comes to a close. Big second quarter for Chicago defensively. They really shut down the Seattle team. We're at halftime, and Craig Sager's standing by with other NBA news and highlights for you. 48-42 Chicago at the half. In the second quarter, Steve, let's look at some of the highlights.
Well, you look at Michael Jordan, and the thing that Jordan can do is make other players a lot better. And the Chicago attack is, of course, built around Michael Jordan, and so the defenses will react that way. And that allows a player like Brad Sellers to get some opportunities, and he makes a nice drive, but Sellers got himself off the mark very quickly. He's shooting the ball extremely well tonight.
48-42, that's our halftime score.
Well, we talked about the defense of Chicago and the offense of the Sonics, and you'll see that they're trying to find Dale Ellis. Now, there's McMillan. You've seen 1 screen. Now you see 2, and he's going back the other way. Now you're going to get 1 more try as they'll come down here and try to find him on this side, and he goes back and forth, and by then the shot is in the air, and that's what allowed them to do such a good job in that second period of play. Ellis also shooting the ball well, and he was off to a great start in that first period.
In the second quarter, he struggled a little bit. Meanwhile, there's Mr. Jordan.
Well, that's the kind of alley you don't want to give Jordan, because these are the kinds of things that can happen. He's done most of his damage at the free throw line. He's got 12. But again, you know Jordan is a dangerous player. Only 2 for 6, but at any time he could erupt.
And we're ready for the second half. Well, I'm in shock about that trade. If what we heard was true, Jim Paxson from Portland to Boston for Jerry Seasting. Seasting's a tough little player, but more Paxson, where you see him all the time, but he's a offensive machine. He could really help that Boston team.
Well, there's no question. As we take a look at the leaders here, we find a guy that could score for the Boston Celtics coming off the bench, that has size, that likes to move without the ball. Look at the shooting percentage in that first period of play. The Sonics were shooting 57%. The Bulls were somewhere in the 45 range. They're still there, but the Sonics have joined them. They've dropped down. Big advantage at the free throw line for Chicago. Rebound advantage Chicago as well. The turnovers are even. So we've got us a tight ball game, and we'll have to see what happens down deep and really where he can do some business, and he gets an easy 2.
Ellis for 3.
Let's see, they figured out a new way to get him free now. Instead of running him on the baseline, he and Chambers just make exchange screens, and then he pops out.
Sellers saves it in the corner, goes baseline, hangs in the air. Boy, he is doing it. A new season high for Sellers, 20 points. Yeah. And then Steve and I are in New York to watch Jim Paxson and the Celtics play a week from today. Mr. Ellis from Marietta, Georgia, just outside Atlanta, putting on a show tonight. Battle for the rebound. Out of the pack comes Michael Jordan. Jordan ahead to Paxson on the baseline. Oakley has that rejected by McMillan. Finish.
Chambers wants in this ball game, and he's got a clear side, and he can put the ball on the floor. Good drive.
Brown for Sellers. Not this time. Boy, he's got a nice soft touch, though. Sellers is decked by McDaniel, who just keeps on keeping on and gets the turnaround foul line jump.
The Seattle SuperSonics select Scott Pippen of Central Arkansas. The Chicago Bulls select Olden Polynice of the University of Virginia.
Well, you try to figure out who's got the better of the deal, and both teams got what they wanted. They got a player in Polynice who can rebound and play up front. He needs a little bit more playing time. Pippen has had the better production in his rookie season, but if you were to say about Pippen, what could he do to really help the Chicago Bulls team? And that's identify one thing that he does well, since he can do so many things, and just do that, and his game would probably expand. But both teams got the players that they'd like as we take a look at Pippen on the sideline.
And they swapped him on draft day, and Brad Sellers will inbound to John Paxson with 7:25 left in the third.
Well, one thing we know about that trade, one guy got the better of the weather in the winter, and it wasn't Pippen. Watch out.
Mr. Jordan with his third basket of the night. He has 14 points.
At this point, you should clear the side for Jordan. He's got Chambers. That's what they do, and he makes a good pass to Oakley.
Who will shoot two. Chambers hammers it low. Ellis posted, and a foul is called. A lot of fouls in this game.
Foul on Michael Jordan, his second.
That's the second on Jordan.
Ellis, 2 shots.
Chicago's shot a lot of free throws in this game. Seattle hasn't shot any, but they've been a perimeter team much of the night.
Jordan is saying, look, the guy traveled. I don't care about the foul, but he traveled. Now, if he posts up again, I want you to look for that travel. .25 for Ellis. I wonder if any NBA referee has a wife who nags him. They get nagged all the time. Make you suicidal. Charles Oakley on the way. Jordan against Ellis. 8 on the shot clock. He'll shoot 2. I'll tell you, it's a nightmare when you have to guard Jordan and he really wants to take it to the basket. He's got the ability to go left or right, and he can go off the dribble, and that time he made a good hard move, shook Ellis, and the defense collapsed. He's at the line. Jordan seeks his 15th point. You know, we talk about players being blessed, but if there was ever a guy, and you know that ad that they run in all the papers says Jordan couldn't make his high school team, this guy has all of the skills, and it seems like he was born to play basketball. And not only that, but he appears to have his head firmly screwed on. I mean, he's involved in a lot of charitable work, makes a ton of money on endorsements, more than he makes out of basketball. Well, that's going to change. I don't know. I mean, he's going to make more as a player, but he's making a ton, boy. This perfect town, perfect situation for him. Now he does. Away, Brown with it. 8 on the timer. Paxson for 3, and he's his first points of the night. We can be so hot, hot together. Hot, so hot together. Baby, we can be hot. Love to get down. So hot, you got to bring it up. We can be so hot, hot together. Hot, so hot. America's game. It's fantastic. Yeah, you know, Boston has a way of doing that to their opponents, getting even and keeping people away from them and making it real tough to catch up with them. Jordan inside. That's Jordan there. McDaniel takes a walk. Then, yeah, I did it to him again. Oakley missed it, and a foul is called. To bring him back, Ellis has got the most hot and consistent hand. They got to work to him. For 3 over Jordan. Good job by Michael defensively. Paxson
Paxson jumps in there for the rebound of all people. Oakley. Jordan hit the side of the board. It's a track meet.
He's got to go all the way to the hoop, and he gets a hoop this time.
Second basket of the night for McMillan. About to enter the Chicago scheme of things. Jordan for Sellers. In and out. Rebound knocked out. McMillan.
Oh, great play.
Makes a great play. Paxson is hurting. McMillan gets the hoop. It looks like Paxson may have jammed a finger. He has dislocated his thumb. And a 20-second timeout is called by Chicago. Yeah, it looked like John Paxson dislocated his thumb, and he filed the trainer and tried to get that.
Ellis tried to make that play, and you'll see a great play and presence by McMillan to tip that ball ahead, knowing that once I get it past John Paxson, I got an easy hoop. He takes it over the top, and Paxson, trying to reach for the ball, got his hand in the chest right there of Nate McMillan, and that's when he came up hurting. The Sonics in almost every possession have been against the shot clock. Good rebound, Polynice. Better followed by Dale Ellis.
Ellis is keeping them in the game. He has 27 of their points. Holding foul on Ellis, holding Charles Oakley.
Ellis said to the referee, "How do you think I'm going to do anything against this guy if I don't hold him?"
And even if I do, you know I can't hurt him. So Oakley shoots two more. They're really pounding the ball inside to him in this third quarter.
One of my old coaches would say, now, when you look at Charles Oakley, you're looking at a sure enough man there. He is really put together.
Play the final shot of the quarter. Jordan rests on the Chicago bench. Good pass to Oakley. Oakley with 16, 2, 1. It won't count even if they get a shot away, and they do, but it's meaningless. At the end of three, we're headed toward quite a climax. After 3 periods of play, Chicago leads Seattle 74-69. Attempt to do so. Schoene takes steps. Michael Jordan is trying to get in the game, cannot. Yeah, Sellers is trying to walk it off. Now they say he can get into the. Now they say he can't.
Well, they're saying he wasn't in the scoring box, so Sellers is going to have to stay out for at least one more play. Now, if you're the Sonics, you got to double up. You know that he can't move very well right now.
Good job by Pippen, but Sellers again has to handle the ball. And now he looks all right.
Well, you know he's all right if he's begging for a hoop.
He got the mismatch against Young, whatever his problem was.
It got well when he got a chance to score.
That he felt much better about his team, even in that bizarre loss, than he had in some time, and they've won 2 straight since.
Well, they did a lot of good things, but I mean, it's tough. You know, when you talk about coaches, they're a paranoid group, but when they see their team do some good things and they lose to a great team like the Lakers, maybe you can sleep after something like that.
Chambers, who's been struggling all night, gets a big hoop and brings the Sonics right back. Now Sparrow, Grant, Sellers, and Paxson all hurting for Chicago, and they only have an 11-man roster. Michael Jordan now with 20. 78-75. Nope. Sedale Threatt with Corzine. What a block by Chambers. Ahead to Dale Ellis. Jump shot, yes. Oh, he is a confident shooter. He's got 29. One with 8:20 left in the game, and here comes Scottie Pippen. McMillan back in the game.
Pippen shows he can really handle the ball for a guy his size. That's a shot that Jordan has been reluctant to take, but he gets that one off the glass.
He's got 22, and he's going to be the man now if Chicago's going to win the game. They lead by 1 with 7:55. McMillan's a good-looking player. Ellis thought about 3, goes for 2, and drills it. That won't go, and the rebound to the Sonics. McKey with it.
They got a 4-on-3 break. Nice pass.
Nice block by Sellers. Grant, Sellers. 22 for Sellers. Nate McMillan up the floor against Scottie Pippen.
Pippen showing some good defensive pressure, and that slows him down and makes him work against the clock again. Chambers wants to drive.
He's hit, gets the hoop and the foul. Jordan almost lost it out of bounds. From the foul line, he's hit as he misses, shoots 2. Dale Ellis got him. That's 4 on Ellis.
Michael Jordan with 2 shots.
And Jordan can tie the game at the foul line. Steve Jones, Skip Carey with you at Chicago Stadium. It's 84-82 Seattle, 6:26 left in regulation of our NBA game. Jordan's 3rd miss of the night.
Well, they always say 3 beats 2, and the Basketeers are right ahead of the twosome, but Jordan has the ability to pick up the slack very quickly.
Rebound, Grant. He's got a 3-on-1. Jordan, 2-shot foul. McMillan got him, but prevented the basket by so doing. Third on McMillan. Jordan shoots 2 and can give Chicago the lead with 5:57 left in regulation. Tie game.
Sparrow comes in for Pippen, but I'm not sure you take Pippen out for that mistake. The play was there. The pass was just a little high. Jordan has done all of his damage from the free throw line. He gets the second.
Can't get a shot away. Chambers head of the circle against Oakley. Good move. He's a strong kid, Tom Chambers.
Jordan posts down low, but doesn't get the hoop, or he doesn't.
He gets another shot at it with the left hand. Great move. McMillan against Jordan. Holding foul on Rory Sparrow. Rory laughing. He knows he got caught.
He's got the bad thumb and was trying to hold, so he's saying, well, if you didn't foul him, why are you holding your hand? Ellis is really one of the tougher guards to really prevent from getting the post-up position. In college, he was a forward and played a lot down low. He does a good job of holding people behind him, picks up the foul.
Yes, another foul on Sparrow. Ellis is 75% free throw shooter, and that's surprising. You think he'd be better than that. He's 4 out of 5 tonight. He has 32, and we're tied at 87. 4:55 left as we get down to cases in the Chicago Stadium. Jordan got hit by his own man as he missed. The tip won't go. Oakley, Sellers. That won't go. Xavier McDaniel, the rebound. Chicago had some good chances and came up empty. Polaroid picture-perfect play is brought to you by Polaroid Spectra System. Hold the picture in your hand while the feeling is still in your heart.
Well, Michael Jordan is a player who can put the feeling in your heart. A beautiful left-hand drive inside, and that's a pretty play for any player. Michael Jordan, picture perfect.
Sellers, no. Rebound, McMillan, 3-on-2. Chambers right down the middle. Good pass. Ellis, yes.
Ellis.
They handled it beautifully on the break. Ellis has 34.
Well, Sellers made a tougher shot out of an easier one than he had to, and it cost him an easy 2 points at the other end.
Chicago needs a hoop here. Jordan, no game. Sparrow got him the ball. 29 for Jordan, 11 in the quarter. Tied at 89 with 2:55 remaining. McKey blocked away beautifully by Grant. McDaniel jump ball is called.
Ellis has got the position. Jordan did a good job of coming around and knocking it away. When he gets that, you got to get it to him real quick because Jordan is cat-like quick and can get around to slap it away as he just did.
Ellis will be the trigger man from under his offensive basket. McKey on the wing.
Well, they're looking for Ellis or Chambers, and they come back to McMillan against the clock.
Shot, McDaniel puts it down.
X is going to shoot it till he gets it right. Big hoop ties it up.
He has 14. We near the 2-minute period. You see that.
2 minutes.
And we reach it.
Left in this ballgame.
Now, this is a 6 play, and we've seen that a lot of times. It's a screen on the side for Jordan with Oakley coming over.
6 on the timer. Seller. No whistle. Wow. Loose ball. McKey out of there with it, and the Sonics can take the lead. And a timeout is called by Seattle. He loves the baseline, but it won't go, and Jordan the rebound. No timeout for Chicago. They know what they want to do.
Well, it's the 6 play again, only this time they'll get Grant involved. Jordan splits the defense.
He's got 31.
Now here is some pressure on Jordan and make him give the ball up going away from the hoop and make a pass outside. If he penetrates like he did before, they're going to get an easy 2 inside.
Great pass down low. Oakley, no whistle. 2-on-1 break. McDaniel takes it himself. Now to Chambers. Foul Jordan. They can tie it at the line. McMillan came up hurting after the action at the other end. Let's look at all that again.
Well, what he's saying is stop the break. We'll worry about the call later. And they get Tom Chambers on the free throw line. Jordan picks up the foul. That is his 4th. McDaniel probably took that ball just a little bit deeper than you'd like to have it, so he didn't have the good angle where Chambers could have probably hammered that one home and had a possibility of a 3-point play.
McDaniel is a 68, or rather Chambers, who's at the foul line, is an 81% foul shot.
Well, Jordan's reaction, like the crowd, is about the other end and not about the call.
He can tie it with this one. 9 seconds left.
And this is an area where Tom Chambers used to be very weak. Couldn't shoot the free throws, and particularly in a hostile situation, but he's improved and he's perfect tonight.
Grant the rebound. Timeout, Chicago.
Well, Doug Collins is telling his team, first, we want to get the ball inbounds. He set up the alignment that he wants, and if you can't do that, don't panic. You got plenty of time. Bickerstaff on the other end is saying, we've got one thing we can do. We got the clock against us. We got to gamble for a steal right away as we take a look at their ability to bomb away from 3-point land. They have got to get possession, so they're going to gamble for a steal right away. They don't get it. They're looking to get a piece of somebody and put them on the line.
They'd like to figure out a way, the Bulls would, to get this inbounds pass to Michael Jordan. Seattle knows that, so let's see what happens.
Right away.
Gets it, foul Ellis.
Ellis is 5th.
5th on Ellis. Well, here's Jordan. If he makes 1, it's a 2-point lead. If he makes 2, it's a 3-point lead. If he misses them both, it's a 1-point lead. I would be very surprised if he missed them both.
Well, you talked him out of some. You may talk us into overtime. That was a roller, but it went in.
He has 14 in the quarter, 32 in the game. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Timeout, Seattle.
They've got 4 players out there with definite ability to knock down a 3-pointer. McKey, Chambers, Ellis, and McDaniel, and McMillan will be the inbounder.
In this quarter, Chambers has 11, Ellis 7. They've been the big guns for Seattle, and now Chicago squanders a timeout. And they have every right to do this, but it almost gets to the point where it's a little silly. But
I always wonder why you do that. You just talked about what you were going to do in that last timeout. Now you see what they're going to do, and you got to call a timeout. You think they forgot?
And now they're going to change whatever they're going to do anyway, so.
They're not going to change. They're going to come back with the same play. It's been a long time. You know how players' memories are. They're real short. Now somebody's going to forget something between now and the time of the execution.
Meanwhile, back in Atlanta, Craig Sager is standing by. Craig? Craig, thank you very much. Tonight, Chambers 1 out of 3 in the three-point department. Ellis 1 out of 4. McDaniel 1 out of 1.
Well, you don't care who makes it when you're hearing about the numbers right there. They've got to get a shot up and down and a chance to tie.
First, they got to get it in, and they just barely do. And Ellis made a good pass to McDaniel. He got it with 1 second left. Chicago calls timeout. Boy, a great pass by Ellis. Everybody thought he was going to shoot it. He got it back to McDaniel, and he drilled it with 1 second remaining in regulation. He's got 17. Let's look again.
Well, McDaniel was 1 for 1 tonight and been struggling, but again, we talk about the guy that's willing to step up to the bar. He buries that one. Another angle. He had plenty of time, and all he was saying is please.
And Sellers will inbound from right in front of our microphone. You see the time. And before he can get it in, a whistle.
Well, Polynice has jumped out of bounds, so he's telling him, hey, you got to give the guy room to inbound the ball.
Polynice and Jordan share a smile.
Delay of game warning.
That's a delay of game warning. Dave Corzine started to signal timeout.
There's George.
Good if it goes. No, we got overtime. 95 all our score, and at least another 5 minutes to play. Ellis has 5. He's the only man in the game with as many as 5 fouls. And that, of course, could be an item.
Well, it'll be an item if Michael Jordan is the guy that he is being guarded by. You got to put some pressure on him, try to get him out of the ball game. We take a look at the period scores, and the Sonics come back to win that one by 5 and tie it up.
Chicago playing hurt, of course. Paxson is lost to them for the night. Ellis fumbles and walks.
Well, they were thinking about going for the juggler right away. They had a three-point try set up for Ellis, and the ball popped out of his hands.
Michael Jordan heads the parade for Chicago.
Oh, nice play, Jordan.
Boy, that Jordan, what a superbly conditioned athlete he has to be.
Ooh, another nice play by Jordan, but it won't go down.
Chambers fumbles, gets it back.
X-Man
will come to nothing. Jordan, by the way, 9 of 24 from the field. Not at all a good shooting night for him.
You see there's been some big scoring out of the backcourt. Jordan has to work harder at the offensive end tonight because the stroke is not there. He's done most of his damage from the free throw line. Ellis on the other side has been truer from on the perimeter and hasn't had a chance to go to the line as often.
Point lead. Less than 2 minutes in what may be only our first overtime.
Well, they've been working for Ellis, and they finally find him, but that won't stay.
So Chicago again can take the lead as Oakley and McDaniel bang at one another. You see the time remaining, 12 on the shot clock. Jordan, no foul. Jordan storms at Dan Crawford, the young official. 9 on the shot clock, and Chicago will inbound on the end line.
Well, again, he's the player that's going to create something, and the defense is stacked against him. He comes with a tough hand.
35 for Jordan. And the Sonics call timeout with 1:32 remaining in the overtime period. It's 99-97. Chicago has the lead. 1:32 remaining. Steve Jones, Skip Carey will return to Chicago.
For tonight, Michael Jordan has always been a player that relishes a big moment. And if you're the defense, you got to think, keep the ball out of his hands. He makes a great jumping jump shot where he's changing direction and also changing his shot against the defensive Tom Chambers. A bigger hoop the Bulls couldn't ask for, and they have a 2-point advantage. A little bit more aggressive at the offensive end and move the ball and move the people in spots where you want them with more authority, and sometimes that doesn't happen and you don't get the score.
McMillan against Sparrow. 8 on the timer. Ellis, Chambers.
Now see, they want to make sure they get a good shot, and they've used all of it.
They got a good shot, but he missed it. Oakley the rebound. And now Oakley and Chambers begin to bang at one another. And Horace Grant, among others, acts as a peacemaker. Chambers calls for the foul.
You take a look at the action, and what Chambers is going to take exception to are all the elbows that are flying, and they're just missing his chin. That could have been a KO real easy, and you know what he's telling him? Hey, Charles, I don't mind the rebound, just watch the arm. But he shouldn't have been so close.
It's on Chambers, and he's history.
Chambers was telling me, I wasn't even on the play.
I didn't think he was either.
McKey, and that's why he's so upset. It's not that there wasn't a foul underneath, but you'll see, here comes the ball, and they're tipping it around. Now there's Chambers, but the contact is underneath. McKey thought he had the foul.
Well, that really hurt Chambers. Upset, and you can understand it. That's a big miss for Oakley. Now the best he can do is give his team a 3-point lead. Chambers leads with 21.
Lister replaces him. They lose a lot of offense, and Chambers had a big fourth period.
On the timer, that's for 3. No. Rebound Chicago. They'll have to foul, I would think. Jordan is double teamed, in terrible trouble, and I'll see what the call is. Timeout Chicago. There's the situation. Don't forget our next NBA game on TBN.
And try to foul him. So they're going to make a quick pass out of steal and get the ball out of Jordan's hand.
Grant is a 64% foul shooter. And the foul is against Jordan, and that's the guy, of course, Chicago wants at the line. It's bonus time, and if he makes this 1-1, it is not impossible, but next thing to it. Jordan has had a good night at the foul line. He seeks his 36th point. He's had a bad shooting night.
You know, he's made some big plays, and that's what makes Michael Jordan the player he is, but he shows that he's human. You see the lopsided free throw situation. 30 more attempts for Chicago.
That'll make it a little tough for Bernie Bickerstaff. McMillan inbound. And they get it to Ellis against the double team. Out top, knocked away. Time waste. There's the game. Jordan, a little icing. He's got 39. 3, 2, 1. It's over. A devastating loss for the Sonics. A must-win for Chicago. 104-97 is our final score in overtime. The Bulls win it, and we'll be back with our player of the game right after this. Steve Jones says that tonight's Miller Lite player of the game is Brad Sellers, who scored a season-high 24 points, grabbed 6 rebounds. And on behalf of Miller Lite, Turner Broadcasting is proud to donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund in the name of Brad Sellers. And I'm sure some fans are saying, why not Michael Jordan?
Well, Michael Jordan made all the big plays, but Jordan had a tough time from the field tonight, and without the efforts of Brad Sellers early in the contest, Jordan would have been around for the heroics at the end.
All right, 104-97, Chicago in overtime. That's the final. Our next NBA telecast, Bob Neal, Rick Barry from Indiana on Friday night at 8:05, where the Pacers will host the Atlanta Hawks. Stay tuned to Superstation TBS.